So Capricorn, the first card you have for your past is the King of Pentacles. So this King of Pentacles, this is you. This is you. You're the King of Pentacles. You are always really into your job, really into your career, or your business or whatever it is. You're so career minded. You're on top of things quite often. And if you're not on top of things, you're planning to be on top of things. You're working out how you can be on top of things. And yeah, I always see this in your readings. You're always like this. And I think, this was a particular time where you felt that you were getting somewhere with something. This was like a project you're working on. It might have been a side project or something that was a side thing to your business or your normal job or something like that. And I think you were finally seeing, oh, I'm finally getting somewhere. This is really good. I can see where this is going now. And I think you still knew that you had a long way to go to get to your final destination, but it's okay. I mean, you're patient, you always are, you're organized, all of that kind of thing. And I think a big part of this as well was that there was a big spiritual side to this as well, if that makes sense. I'll try and explain what I'm seeing. It wasn't just about being smart and working hard and all of that kind of thing, which is what you're doing anyway. It was like you had this self-belief inside yourself. And so, and with self-belief, that's how you can manifest anything. That's what I'm seeing. So even when things were going wrong, even when you're questioning, oh, am I ever going to get past this bit, or something's gone wrong or something's happened, you still had this core of self-belief. And why I was seeing that was because I was seeing this scepter that this king was holding, and it was reminding me of the magician and his wand. And obviously the magician is kind of the master manifester. So yeah, this was what stopped you from giving up. This is what stopped you from, completely running away. You're going to continue to keep going in this. And you know yourself as well. I'm seeing that you know yourself because the King of Pentacles has mastery over himself. And that is the only person we really should master, is ourselves. So it's like you knew what you could do, and you also knew what you couldn't do. Mastery of yourself doesn't mean that you can do everything. It means that you know what you're good at, what you're best at, and what you're not best at is what you ask someone who is an expert on that to help you with that. And then you get the expert knowledge on everything. So I hope that makes sense. The other thing about this king is that he tames things. He tames beasts. He has, his foot on top of a bull. There are bulls all over this card. And so you know how to tame your emotions when it comes to business. You might have come up against some really difficult clients or difficult people in the workplace, and you know how to tame your temper, and you know how to behave in a very business-like way, no matter what's going on in your head or in your heart, or if you're grumpy or tired or sick of them or angry, you still have this very nice way about you. So you don't lose your cool. And you don't get carried away with your emotions when it comes to work or business or anything like that. Now, when it comes to love, it's a bit of a different thing. I don't want to pick on you or be horrible to you. No, I don't mean to do that. But you do have a very huge heart when it comes to love, and you do let your heart kind of blind whatever's in front of you. You really fall quite deeply. You really, really do fall when you fall for someone. You just love them. You have all these feelings, and they could turn into this horrible beast, and you wouldn't care. You would just be in this love for them. I don't mean that you're in love with a horrible beast, but it's like your love kind of stops you from seeing reality sometimes. And so that's something I think you're mastered yourself. So I think that that's something you're going to have to watch, and that you always are going to have to watch, because I always see that your work and your business side is one thing that you have really a big control over, but the love side is something that you don't have a lot of control over. I'm sorry to say. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'll move on. I won't say any more horrible things about you. The next card you have for your past is the Seven of Cups. So yeah, I'm seeing a bit of a mess in this card, actually. This can be about, your head in the clouds, fantasy, not really being realistic, kind of a bit all over the place, a bit unreliable. So I think you had someone around you at this time who was unreliable. They were a bit wishy-washy, all over the place, all of that kind of thing. I'm actually seeing someone who promised things to you, but they weren't able to deliver on those promises. And then, maybe this person was apologizing, but then not learning from that. They just kept on doing the same thing over and over again. Excuse me, this is a very disorganized person, and I think you might have been really tempted to give up on this person, actually. And I don't think you did, but you really came close. You really did come close. I think that you were just really tired of trying to rely on them, because I think in the end you just realized you couldn't rely on this person. And when someone's a bit unreliable and they're a bit late, or they forget something or whatever, they can do that once or twice. That's fine. There's no problem with that. But when they do it over and over and over again, you really start to feel as if you were last on their list of priorities, and really, that's a horrible feeling to have. And what I see in the King of Pentacles, excuse me, I keep on coughing. I keep on just about coughing, and it never quite comes. Yeah, so what I was seeing in the King of Pentacles was, obviously, you're well organized, and if you're going to meet someone, you always make sure that you're on time. You make the effort to do that. And if you promise something to someone, you do it. And if you can't do that, you're very careful to fix that problem, or apologize, tell them why you can't do it, come up with an alternative or help them in some way. You're very conscientious in that way. You care about other people. So that's why it made you really extra angry and upset when this person wasn't doing that for you. Now, I think actually this person might have a very chaotic life in their home. Maybe they grew up quite chaotically, and maybe they're surrounded by some other chaotic people as well, and they don't have anyone who they can kind of raise their standard around, apart from you. But you're not kind of around them that much. You are, but you're not kind of living with them or around them all the time. So I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just seeing why they might be the way they are. But I don't think they're going to change, really. I'm sorry to say. So, and I don't think you want to totally abandon this person. So if this resonates, this is in the past, but if you're still going through this with this person, you can still have a friendship with them. You can still kind of know them and speak to them and all of that kind of thing. There's no problem. But lower your expectations, change your expectations of them. If they offer something, if they say, I'll pick that up for you, I'll do that for you, let me do this and help you, you know that they're not going to do it. So just say to them, oh, it's okay, you don't have to do that. I've kind of got that sorted out myself. Don't worry, because you're only going to set yourself up to be disappointed again, because, they will disappoint you again. So just have a different kind of friendship with them, or a different kind of relationship with this person than you had before. Lower your expectations totally, and focus on other people as well, people who are able to focus on you, and people who prioritize you. Focus on those people, and that will make you less kind of irritated. So the last card you have for your past is the Two of Wands. So yeah, you had a lot of plans at this time. You had some big plans. You wanted to achieve things, but you were also very, very busy as well, running around doing a lot of the little things. And you do like to plan your life out, really. You like to say, well, in a year's time, I'll be doing this, or in 5 years' time, I'll be here, financially, or in my business, or wherever else. So you like to do that, but at this time you were very, very busy looking at the little things, having to kind of put out fires and do all these little immediate things. and you had limited time. You had to fit a lot of things into your day, and that was another reason why you were irritated with this person, because you just couldn't afford to have your time wasted. But yes, you're doing this planning as well, and there was a little bit of unsurety around this planning, not because of anything that you were doing, but it was because of someone else around you. And I'm seeing someone in love, someone you might be in a relationship with, and you were kind of not sure whether they were on board with all of your plans, or if they were kind of someone who was going to be on the same page with you or something like that. I hope I'm making sense. I think you have big plans. You might even have international plans, because I'm seeing this globe that this man has, and in this card. So you're not sure whether, it's like you were thinking to yourself, is this the right person to take with me? I want to see countries, I want to see worlds, I want to experience things. Does this person have the same drive as me? Do they understand me? Do they understand what I want to do? Because I want to do big things, and what I want to do and what I'm trying to achieve is a part of me. And if they don't understand what I'm trying to do, maybe they don't understand me. And so it was this kind of thing you were thinking of. It was going through your mind, because maybe you were saying things to them like, oh, I'm planning this and I want to do this, and in a year's time I want to be here and whatever. And maybe they were saying, oh, well, that's nice. Yes, what's for dinner? They weren't kind of really into what you were talking about, and that was really kind of bothering you. And I can understand why it was, I really do. And so, also when I look at this card, look at this man, he's holding one of these wands. It's like a walking stick, so he wants to move forward with his walking stick, and that's what you want to do. He's ready to go. But there's another one bolted to the wall, it's behind him. And, so you need to ask yourself, is this person ready to go with me? So if this resonates, you're going to have to ask yourself a lot of these different questions. You're going to have to ask them questions as well. And I think, you've got a lot to work through. You have a lot to decide around this. It's a big thing for you, obviously. So yes, the first card you have for your present is the Wheel of Fortune. Which I love. I love this card. So, but it can be a bit up and down. I can love it sometimes, but other times it's a bit of a mixed bag sometimes, this card. So what I'm seeing is I am seeing some offers that might be coming into you. Now, these might be business offers. These might be something to do with something you're working on. I'm seeing quite a few different opportunities coming into you. Now, some are going to be good, some aren't going to be so good, which is what you get with the Wheel of Fortune. Where it stops, nobody knows. So yeah, there's a Sphinx sitting on top of this wheel as well, and he's holding a sword. And he's sitting up there and he's saying, let's see which opportunities come towards me, and let's see which ones are good and which ones are bad. If a bad one comes up to me, I'm going to cut it off with my sword and send it out. And if a good one comes, I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to look at it and think about that and work out whether that's what I want to do. So this is about being discerning. This is about deciding between the good and the bad, and that's what you're going to have to do. And the other thing I'm seeing here is that, yeah, I always see this in your readings. This is a project that you're doing, and it's to do with writing or words or learning. And I'm seeing that again in this card because there are 4 characters in the corner of this card, and you could probably only see the one in the right-hand corner, but which is an eagle, but they're all reading books. They're all looking at books. So this is about writing or something like that. You might even be writing a book, might be literal, but it's something to do with words and excuse me, writing or learning or studying. Oh, I've got this cough. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so you need to discern between these good offers and these bad offers. Now, what I'm seeing here is there might be one offer that's going to give you a bit of problems, or some problems. I'm seeing someone actually trying to persuade you to take up their offer, one of these offers. Now, I'm seeing I'm actually seeing them saying, hurry up, this won't last, this, this will pass quickly, this offer's only here now. If you don't take up this offer, it's going to kind of roll down a hill into the water and you'll miss out on it forever, like this wheel's going to go rolling off. No, it's not going to happen like that. If anything, if someone's trying to tell you to hurry up, this offer only lasts today, won't be here tomorrow, that's the very opposite of what you should do. You should totally leave it alone. That's what my mind is about things like that. You really need to take as much time as you need around any of these offers, and especially around anything to do with this writing project that you're doing. Because what I was seeing in the Two of Wands is that this project, or whatever this is very important to you. It's almost a part of who you are. It's a part of your identity. Don't lose your identity on some crazy offer that isn't really good for you. Be very careful, take your time, be discerning, really look at every offer that comes in very carefully. Google all the companies, Google the people's names, everything you can, read all the fine print. Take your time. The main point in this is take your time. Don't let anyone hurry you. The next card you have for your present is the Eight of Wands. So again, look at this, I'm seeing traveling. So rods flying through the air like aeroplanes. So there's traveling, flying through the sky. There's somewhere, I think that you might even have a country in mind that you're kind of thinking about all the time, wanting to travel to. It's really interesting. There's some place that you really, really want to go to. I'm actually seeing you might be a bit distracted from your work sometimes, which isn't like you. You might be Googling hotels, you might be Googling flights or something like that. You might be sitting there doing your work and then you might think, I wonder what hotel will be near that area. I wonder what the price of that is. I wonder what flights go out of here, and I wonder how much that flight is and which airline goes here. All of that kind of thing. And then you start kind of Googling these things and thinking about them a bit. And that's really nice. That's beautiful, because you really feel happy when you think about that. And anything that makes you feel happy and makes you kind of think about the future and planning something that you love is a great thing. Now, I think that... again, I'm seeing this decision between whether you want this person to come, what you think about them, whether you think they're on the same page, this relationship that you have. That's what I'm seeing in this again. Because I think you love them, you love being with them, and you communicate well. This card's also about communication. And but some of this communication might miss the mark, if that makes sense, because these ones are a bit like arrows flying toward a target, but they're flying over this house, and to me house represents a relationship or a family. So they're flying over the house and they're missing the mark. So I keep on seeing you enjoy them, you love talking to them, you love being with them, and that's what makes this so difficult. But the things they say might not show that they understand what you are really talking about, what you really mean, how you really feel about all of this. So I hope this makes sense. I hope I explained what I'm seeing properly, but this is kind of a bit like you're still worrying about whether you're on the same page with this person and whether they can come with you into the future. It's a big decision. So the last card you have for your present is Strength. So yes, obviously this is about you having to be strong, and you're going to have to be quite strong actually. I'm almost seeing you might have to fight someone off. Now, don't be afraid. This isn't in a scary way. You're not going to be in a fight or anything like that. Nobody's attacking you or anything like that. But I think someone's going to be really insistent. They're going to be really insistent that you say yes, you take them up on this offer. And I think this is this person in the Wheel of Fortune. And I think you're really trying to, because this can be about taming yourself as well. So I'm seeing you trying to kind of find a balance between being forceful and telling them, no, go away, I'm not interested, and being diplomatic or businesslike, civil, because that's what your kind of default is. You're like that because you're around work and all of that kind of thing, and you're used to this kind of very businesslike, what's the word? Not businesslike. what's a word that's like business-like? I can't think of. Professional, yes, you're very professional. And you have a very professional way of acting. And you're used to being like that around people. And this person is really going to throw you off balance because they're not like that at all. And an offer's an offer. It's not a summons. You don't have to say yes. You don't have to even talk to this person. And I think, I think you're very, you might be giving them a lot of chances and you might be trying to be polite with them. But then in the end, I think you might be so fed up, you might just end up blocking them. Because I'm seeing someone who's really unreasonable, really forceful, really difficult. And I don't know how they think their bad behavior is going to get anyone to agree with them, but whatever, that's how they are. So yes, if this resonates, don't feel guilty about blocking them at all if that's what you have to do. Block them, because this is another person who's going to be wasting your time. If you are interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. Clearly you're not interested in this, and so there's no point in even talking to them if you're not interested. It sounds really hard-nosed, it sounds really rude, but you're not a rude person. You've told them politely, or you're going to, or you are, this is in the present. And I can really see this person just not listening. So you've explained this to them, you've told them, and they're still not listening. So yes, you have every right to block them. Don't feel guilty at all. The first card you have for your future is the Page of Cups. So I love this card. This is really fun. And I'm really glad you have this card. You need this after all the stress you've been going through in this reading. It's a very stressful reading. I'm exhausted myself. So yes, this is about, fun, joking, light relief, and this is exactly what you need. I'm seeing someone, and I've seen this person before in your readings actually. I'm seeing a friend, and this friend is funny, obviously. They're fun to be around, and I think they've helped you in your past, and I think you've helped them as well. And it's funny as well because I'm seeing traveling in this card as well, maybe even over water. So this you might be traveling to see them at some time, or they might travel to see you. They might not be near you.